But yeah, thank you for taking the time to come in. Appreciate it like a lot. I guess first things first, can you please explain to the audience who you are and how'd you get into the sport?
My name is Angeletti. I've been boxing for about 13 years, and started when I was 13, and been in love ever since, and took it to the next level.
Um, as far as you getting into the sport, did you have like a particular connection that helped you get into the sport? Like who'd you run into that kept you inspired to get into boxing?
I had tried boxing back when I was younger, when I was supposed to be playing basketball. I had just tried it out, and then I fell in love with it. And then a person who just kept me into it and just encouraged me to do it more was I seen a highlight tape of Roy Jones Jr. and then that inspired me to just keep boxing and try to be like him. So that was the first person that I kind of looked up to in boxing.
Yeah. As far as your background goes, did you go through any amateurs? Before you hit the pros, and how far did you get? With the
So I
pros.
was in an amateur. I was on an amateur. I was on Team USA and started in 2017. I was ranked number 2 in 2017, and then 2018 and 19, I was ranked number 1. But I made the USA team in first year 2017. I was able to travel overseas, and I fought in Poland, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, Nicaragua, um, Ireland, and yeah. So yeah. I came up in the amateurs. I had 125 fights. And,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Who'd you run into the amateurs that's prominent now in the pros?
Um, I fought Chris Colbert. I think he's.
Oh wow.
I fought Chris Colbert. That's my first national tournament. I lost to him, but I had at the time I was like 10 fights in. I didn't really have that much experience.
Yeah.
But I fought him. I fought let's see, um, not too many names at least that I can remember right now off the top of my head. But I sparred a lot of different guys, like the upcoming guys. That's a lot of guys that's for top ring, like Duke Reagan, Bruce
Oh
Carrington.
wow.
Um, we
Nice.
was all on the team together. So I was always able to spar those guys and give those guys some looks and stuff.
Yeah, because now that you say that, like I just find it very weird that not a lot of fighters like yourself get the main spotlight, and it's kind of like a coin flip of who gets the promotional shine. And I'm just like one of those people where I like asking those questions because like any other sport, like you said that you wanted to get into basketball or whatever, those sports will automatically promote you the way you need to be because they actually dedicate a lot of time into your skill set because there's such a limited talent pool. But as far as that goes with boxing, do you feel like that's very disrespectful to the fighters that actually put in the work versus those that
Um,
don't?
yeah, somewhat I feel it is, but man, a lot of things in life and period is just having connections and knowing different people. Uh, so if you have different connections and you know different people, then you'll be able to get that spotlight. And sometimes, other people, that have the spotlight, if you're around a certain circle of people, they'll put you in that spotlight that they was in, and they just kind of pass it on. So, you just gotta. It's a part of life.
Yeah. I just figured that I talk more about that because like I know plenty of other fighters that tell me like the same thing, and I like to philosophically break that down with certain people because I feel like
Mm.
that's important for us as fans of boxing or students of the game and fighters in general. I think it's very important to bring that actively in the social circles to help it expand more for the benefit for the fighters.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about who you know. And I mean, of course, you got to have the skills to back it up, but a big part of it is knowing certain people and different platforms like Top Rank, PBC, The Zone. the three biggest, they move everybody different. They promote everybody differently. So it just all depends on what team you're on and people you know. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
As far as where you are at right now, are you with PBC or like what's like your promotional path of like what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm with PBC.
Oh, nice,
Yep,
nice.
yeah. All my fights been with PBC. I'm with PBC.
Yeah, because PBC definitely got tough, tough opposition, and I'm pretty sure how they're moving you. They're moving you very well, and I've been watched you for quite a long time, and I like how PBC really puts you on those big cards where like you're not afraid to like really put yourself out there, and
hmm
I think like as far as like how how Al Heyman manages the fighters, could you dive in deeper to like how he gets you ready for these type of fights of like what you go through as a fighter of how you move?
So we have it's a big team, but for the main thing, it depends on how you looking and how you finishing the fights. If you're knocking everybody out, you can move a little faster. And it all depends on how many rounds you're going. So you got to take everything into consideration and how you feel at the end of the day on moving fast. Like if you want to move slow and how many rounds you're fighting, did you take some damage? So you got to take all those little things into consideration, and they'll move you as they should.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of people make a lot of criticisms towards PBC, but they don't understand like how the business is strategized. Because PBC's model is a very good model, in my like opinion. But I wanted to get your perspective to know more about it because it seems like not a lot of people want to be educated in that particular like a mindset to know what people go through under the PBC banner.
Um, yeah, like I said, it's just all about how you feeling and how you want to move. Do you want to move fast? You want to take the fast route? Take the slow route? Um, they look at you. They look at all their fighters and go from there. And it really just depends on you and how you're looking and what they think you're ready for next.
Yeah, as far as where you're at right now, what weight class are you campaigning at?
Right now, all my fights have been at 22. My last fight was at 126, but I was still 2 pounds under that, only because the guy came overweight, and so that's why I fought at a heavier weight my last fight. But all my fights been at 122. I think my next one will be at 118. That's what I
Oh
want
wow.
to do. Yeah, I want to fight at 118, and yeah, I might possibly be fighting December 17th. It's the next one, maybe.
Oh, nice, nice. Congratulations. Because I was gonna talk about like your last like opponent, Jeremy like Adorno. I actually went down to Florida back in January to visit family, and I actually ran into him and his brother over at the Evolution Boxing Gym. And
Mhm.
I have to say, like, to to my honest opinion, like Jeremy's development looked way better than his brother. But how you fought him, you did such a great job taking away what he was good at, and the fight
Mhm.
was like very competitive, and it looked like it was just like a boring fight, but you made it into like a very like hyperactive fight. And how would you analyze your performance in that fight? Because like you did say in the past that, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't like your performance all the way through, like you felt like that you could have done better in certain areas, right?
Mhm. Man, I always I'm my hardest critic. So every fight that I've been in, I probably say that. But I think I did a good job. With the opponent that was given to me, he was pretty good. He had a good amateur background, just like I did. I had a good amateur background. We both was undefeated prospects coming up. So I think I did pretty good. We looked at him on some film and we had a strategy, we had a game plan, and everything we strategized and game plan for pretty much worked out the way we thought it would. Um, we felt as if he would slow down. He slows down after the third round. Not that he slows down, but he started losing his technique. He don't stay sharp the entire fight, And so we saw that, and then we decided to just make sure we stay sharp, make sure we in shape, and keep the jab going. Eventually, he's gonna tire out, or he's gonna lose technique. He's gonna get bored and start getting kind of wild, and then we're gonna jump on top of him, and that's pretty much what we did.
Yeah, because I really like both of both of your performances. You definitely showed out to be like the more deadlier opposition. But what I like about your style is that you keep getting stronger throughout with the fight, and I think a lot of fighters don't see that out of you. And I think with your frame and your build, you look to be like a way bigger fighter in the ring. And as far as that fight per se, like you actually look like like in my eyes, like you look like a lightweight fighting, fighting at a 126.
Yeah, my next fight, I'm moving down to 18.
Yeah.
120. I think they want me to do 120. I want 18. PBC wants me to do. So yeah, man. Yeah, I know I'm a big guy for my weight, but I stay in the gym. So
yeah. As far as your career goes, what's the highest weight class do you believe you could end your career at when it's all said and done?
Man, I think 130, 135 at the max.
Oh wow.
At the max, I got the height for it, but I mean, I don't plan on moving up until I feel I need to. There's no need to move up. I'm comfortable where I'm at, making 122 or 118 right now. So until my body tells me, all right, it's time to move up, I won't be moving up, and I feel great right now. So
yeah, do you plan on getting titles at 122 first, or
I want my first title shot at 118.
Okay.
And then 122. But honestly, whatever opportunity comes first, and whichever makes more sense, that's what I'll do.
Is the weight cut, good for you to continue getting down to that weight, for now?
For now, yeah, everything's been solid. I never missed weight, never had a problem making weight. In the amateurs, I was about the same size I am as in when I was in the amateurs, and I was making a lower weight than what I'm doing now. So I don't think that'll be any problems.
Yeah, because you're really athletic for either weight class. So I just figured that I asked that because it seems like with certain fighters that I talk with, they tell me that they don't fight at their natural weight when they're clearly supposed to be fighting at their natural weight. Like I'll use like a great example. Like when I was down at the Evolution Boxing Gym back in January, I ran into this one fighter. His name's Corey Marksman. He fights at 135, but he's like a big dude. He told me that he walks around at like 150 something. So he's technically like a super welterweight trimming down to a lightweight. And I asked him like don't you feel like a little bit uncomfortable because that's like 20 pounds of raw weight on top of muscle. And he told me, yeah, like it's like good now, but it's like as he gets older, he told me that he's gonna go back up, but he just basically told me that most fighters don't fight at their natural weight to begin with anyway, because they know that if you could like cut down to the weight class that that you shouldn't be there, it's better to just take advantage of it until like your body says no, like you got to move up.
Right. That's what most boxers do, and a lot of boxers they cut 10 to 15 pounds, some even more, but on a healthy scale, they cut about 10, 12 pounds, and they still able to, not still have all of their energy, and not too drained. And so, most boxers, that's part of the game now, losing weight and cutting weight to try to get that edge, that advantage.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with that and ask you: do you believe that boxing weight classes should be consolidated? Because back in like the old days, I did some research on this, but it was expected at one point in time boxing weight classes were very, very consolidated until like they started expanding when like sanction bodies came in to change most of that. But when you see like the consolidation of weight classes, it seems like that the talent pool is like a lot more healthier, where nobody's really coming in with a advantage, and now the size differential doesn't factor in that in those potential matches. But like as far as your point of view, like do you think that benefits you as a fighter to have those weight classes consolidated so that way you're not having to trim all that weight?
Um, you could look at it both ways. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everyone is going to try to find that little advantage and what's healthier for them and their body. So it really just depends on who the boxer is and who the person is and how they are with cutting weight. Are they, are they disciplined? And it just depends on who the fighter is. It could benefit some people and it can hurt some people. So I think it just depends.
Yeah, that's very interesting because, like, to me, from the outside looking in, it seems like for the guys that are coming down all the way from like 120 something down to like 105, like to me, from a male perspective, like no man should be looking like a skeleton coming in at like 105. Like I wouldn't think of that of any average man walking on the street. But in a sport like boxing where every punch could really determine your physical health, it seems like some fighters really don't know their limits and they just want to take advantage of it until something bad happens. So
Right.
like yeah.
I think it's not only like one side doing it though. It'd be both sides. So it'd be the opponent that's cutting the same amount of weight, or a little bit more, a little bit less, and it's both fighters. So everyone's trying to get that advantage.
Yeah. As far as your training regimen goes, what type of training do you go through? Do you go through like heavy loaded training, or like how does it work?
Most of my training is like high intensity training. I train in the morning and sometime in the middle of the day, and then always boxing in the evening or at night, 2 to 3 times a day, depending on how my body feel. But mostly 2 times a day, every day. I might take a Sunday off, depending on how my body feel or if I was sparring a lot. I might take a Sunday off, but pretty much working out 2 to 3 times a day, every day.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. I guess like a question that I have with that is like when you run into the situation of like having a fight offered on short notice, does that worry you at times when you are training? And let's just say that you were going super hard one week and then like the next week you were not going as hard, but then you get like an offer out of nowhere to fight somebody for a potential position in expanding your career. Does that worry you as a fighter to like not risk it too much in training?
Usually, I mean, I train year round, so I'm not like taking weeks and weeks off. So I stay in the gym, I stay running, I make sure I'm in shape. But if they give me something and it's too short notice, then I'm gonna just say no because I have too much to risk. I'm not gonna risk me not being in top shape, fight shape, and I'm not gonna hurt my record by taking some short notice. And it just depends on who it is, who am I fighting, who they got lined up, who I've been working with, and how I feel at the time. It's just a lot of factors are put in place that they need to be checked off in order for me to fight. So.
Yeah, I agree with that because some guys that I've talked with, like I'll use a good example, like Nestor Bravo. He was with PBC at one point, but he gave me like a situation where he was at the main event during COVID when PBC had those fights out in California at the Microsoft, theater, and he told me that his opponent Jeremiah Gallegos came in overweight, and his team basically, didn't even like agree with the contract, and Nestor, he was wanting to pull out of that fight, but that potential decision could have been made. Like PBC told him that if you pull out, then you're gonna have to be sitting up on the shelf even longer. So he decided to take that fight, knowing that Gallegos, he should have been penalized and he should have gotten some form of I guess like compensation taken out, which I think he did. But he told me that he decided to continue with that fight because if he pulled out, the entire card would have been canceled. So I guess in those particular situations, do you look at those potential pros and cons of like what could potentially hurt you if you don't take those potential offers?
Oh, definitely. Because when I fought Adorno, he came in overweight, and they didn't say anything until about 10 minutes till the weigh-ins, and he was like, "I'm on weight. I'm underweight actually," and they came in like a couple pounds heavier, and that was a situation where we had to say like, "Do you want to take this fight, or do you not want to take fight? Do you want to take some money because we signed a contract for a certain weight and he didn't make the weight?" And so if I would have said no, because he wasn't a trash fighter, and he's a good fighter. So him being a good fighter and coming overweight, me being a couple pounds under, gives him an advantage. And so
Yeah.
there's certain things you got to take into consideration. But just like my fight, we made the right decision, because if we wouldn't have taken it, then I wouldn't have got a big knockout like I did. So you just got to take everything into consideration. And with me, I trusted my training and everything that I had prepared for. I trusted it, trusted the game plan, and went through. But yeah, it just depends on the situation, who you are, and your confidence in yourself. And it just really depends on what you're feeling at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was very shocked that you were able to do that to him, and that was a good fight, and I was just really, really just surprised that you came out guns blazing, and you really opened up with the card, on the Walter Hellenius card, because I think now that you're now being more active on the stable, your name is now starting to get bigger, and that's why that I like having conversations with people like yourself to get an understanding of like where your mindset's at, when boxing still being active, under your radar.
Right. Yeah, that was a big one for me. That was a great one. Probably, yeah, not probably, but my biggest win of my career so far. And at the heavier weight, I did that, so I know me fighting at 118 or 122, I can really do damage.
Yeah. As far as your style goes, how would you describe your style? Boxer, puncher, mover, or pure boxer? Like, how would you describe it?
I would say I can do all those. I can do all of it. People know that I'm taller than most of my opponents, but I love to fight in the inside. I could be an inside fighter, outside fighter. I could purely box. It just depends on the game plan at the time, and even if the game plan is not working out and I have to change something up, and maybe I don't need to box, I'm not boxing well at the time, you need to get closer and fight the inside, then I could do that too. I'm comfortable fighting pretty much everywhere in the ring or any kind of style, inside, outside. So I would say my style, I can do a lot of different things. I could be defensive, offensive, slick, move around, use my footwork if I need to. Yeah, so I can do everything.
Yeah, because I love your style, and honestly, I really put you in that category next to almost like an Errol Spence, but very athletically gifted, because you're not coming in to like really box people. You're coming in to box and do damage. So that type of style is very active for fighters that want to like not come in and play games and actually like make it competitive. But what's really good about your style is that you have a great jab. I like how you throw those power shots. When people come in, and like you just overhook counter them, and I have to say, but I don't know like how the PBC commentators be whenever they commentate your fights, but like to me at least, they don't talk about how good your ring IQ is, because you have insane ring IQ. With the little amount of fights that you have right now, like to me personally, you fight like a world title level like a fighter, to me at least, because it's like not a lot of people know how to fight at that certain stage heading into their early fight, but it seems like the mass majority of fighters, they don't want to work on that craft until they get up to at the world title level. Like to me, which I don't think that's a good idea, because like as far as your progression goes, you should always constantly improve to be the better fighter of what you did last fight. Because if you just keep on doing like the same thing over and over, I just don't think that's good to keep those bad habits like with you as you get closer to those tougher fights.
I agree. I get that a lot. That I'm ready for the, a fight like a championship fight. I'm ready for the 10 round fights, and I think I am. Just a matter of time. Just with the build up, just making sure I'm ready. They moving me, the correct way. They invested in me, so they just want to move me correctly. But I've been working with so many different world champs, and so I think me fighting my IQ and everything is just stemming from those guys who helped me out as I've been, coming up.
Yeah, because now that you say that, that really makes a lot of fighters not know who you are, and I think that's a good way to kind of hide yourself in once you get called up for like a big fight. Because like I can easily see you whip on the guys that they're hyping up right now at the top, and I think it's only like a matter of time till that call gets made. Because
that's all it is.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I know I can beat the guys that got the hype around them right now for sure.
I was going to say some good fights that I have on the table that I want to see you fight in the future is you and Floyd Diaz. I think that's going to be a big fight one day. You and Inoue for sure, because he's going to be at 122 after he whips on Paul Butler. So beat up on him. And also John Real Casamero. If you could fight Casamero and dominate him, that's going to be a good ass fight, hands down. And also
I think
Ray Salim and Fulton.
Oh yeah, you said Ray.
Ray Salim and Stefan Fulton.
Oh, Aleem and Fulton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in the ring with guys. I helped Rigondeaux out, Guillermo Rigondeaux, for his Casamero fight.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I gave him some rounds for that. I sparred a couple for about 3 weeks. I helped him out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with all those guys. I'm better than all those guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because but like honestly, like what I don't like about the 118 to 122 division is that not a lot of guys fight each other a lot in that division. But whenever they do, you could easily tell who's better, than anybody else. And for my own speculatory, observation, like I would probably say at least like 3 to 5 guys are actually good right now. Because it's like, once Inoue's gone and all of what the new talent comes up, it's probably just going to be like a fresh, reset.
Right. I think so.
Yeah.
Because all the older guys like Rigondeaux, he's not doing it anymore. What's the other guy?
Juan Carlos
Piano.
Mm-hmm.
Him, he's getting a little old.
Obawale.
What's the guy from the Philippines?
Nonito.
Nonito Donaire, yes, him. Those guys they're on their way out.
Yeah, like I talked to his wife, Rachel, and she told me from her own speculation, he probably has like a good 3 years left, and that's about it. But he's trying to go after Kazuto Ioka at 115, or he's trying to fight the winner between Chocolatito and Juan Estrada. That's going to be fighting for the WBC. But what's really messed up about that is that that Rachel, she was at the convention, right? And she was talking with Mauricio Suleiman or whoever was working with the WBC, and she was told that Nonito was going to give up the winner of, I guess, Chocolatito and Estrada, but on top of that, they try to backtrack off of it and say that Jason Maloney was going to get, the shot after they beat each other. So, like as far as everything of where they're going, it's like like it's kind of corrupt of like how these sanction bodies are like moving certain fighters.
I would love to fight him too, Maloney.
Oh yeah, Jason Maloney. Like I could easily see you stop his.
I can't. It's him and his brother, right? It's two of them.
Yeah, him and Andrew, they're brothers. They're twins, I think.
I forget which one is at my weight. I know they fight at different weights, but
Um,
either one of them, no man.
Andrew Maloney fights at bantamweight, and I think Jason fights at 115.
115. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I
Either
think
one. It doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah. I don't like. I'm not too high up on them, but I always hate it when top rank always be gaslighting them, and
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
like
Me too.
they don't look at
It's very frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. Like like it's wild, man. Like at least with you, like you're out here putting in that work trying to fight anybody, but they're out here fighting some guys out in like the Philippines or whoever.
Yeah.
Fighting low level guys.
They getting paid for it too.
Yeah, like it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you getting a title, like how much further are you away from reaching to that world title stage?
I think within a year from now, it should be in the talks to get something, at least a small title. So entry title. So yeah, I think within a year we should be.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because there's like some really good fights that I could easily see being closer to a title. Like if you could get your hands on Gary Antonio Russell or Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Yeah, they just fought. They fought on a card too. We watched them fight.
Yeah, I was really shocked that Gary lost because I was thinking he was going to win, but Manny just came out guns blazing.
Yeah, he was timing them with a lot of shots, a lot of shots. I was sitting there ringside just watching, like, wow. Just give me the opportunity. That's all I was saying in my head.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting Manny to do that, but knowing that in the first fight that headbutt really screwed up everything. Like I was thinking in the second fight, Gary was gonna go out there and try to stop him, but he just didn't have like a right game plan, and he just he messed it all up from the beginning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are very small as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's my advantage as well.
Yeah, because you have the height advantage over them.
Yeah, over most of them, and size. A lot of people don't think I'm what I say I am when I'm walking around the gym. And they'd be surprised, like, dang, I thought she was much bigger than that, but no.
Yeah, because I'm like 6 feet, but most people like around my height that fight of those weight classes, like they're not even that small in the ring. They're actually way bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was also gonna ask, as far as like your nickname goes, how'd you get that nickname with the boxing realtor?
Oh, that's not even a nickname. It's just that I'm a realtor, and it kind of
nice.
Yeah, it kind of flows. Yeah, I'm a realtor. I sell buy, invest into property. So that's kind of what it is.
Good for you, man. Like I like to get into that one day.
Oh, real estate.
Yeah. Like I want to just kind of do what other fighters were doing with like buying properties and flipping them, but I just don't know about the proper knowledge. But for me, like I'm going into IT, like I'm gonna get into cybersecurity when I get my cybersecurity certification.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 27. How about you?
Oh, 27. I'm 26.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You like, definitely tap into the real estate. Somebody always need a house or wants to buy a house.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'll hit you up like if I need some advice.
Sure. I got you.
Yeah. I want to ask, as far as where you're from, could there ever be a person?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I was gonna say, like as far as like where you're from, could you ever see yourself headlining, like a main event, in your hometown one day? If PBC can get to that level.
Oh, for sure. I'm from New Orleans, but I've been boxing. I started boxing in Houston, and so I would love to get a fight and headline a show in New Orleans and Houston. Right now, the Charlo brothers, that they're with PBC, and they're usually fighting in June in Houston, and so I've been kind of been thrown on those shows.
Oh, nice,
But no, I
nice.
never been able to headline. Not yet, of course, not yet. But that's the
Yeah,
plan.
yeah, man. Like I like to go to one of your fights one day because I've been to three so far. But
Okay.
some yeah, some of those, like some of those fighters that I be seeing that are good. They be lighting people up like real good. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like as far as I guess your area for New Orleans, who's like the best fighter out of that area that you would consider that's keeping that branding like alive for boxing?
Right now, I would say Regis Prograis.
Yeah,
That's the
Prograis, he's a
guy.
beast.
Yeah, he's the guy from New Orleans right now that everybody like.
Do you
But
do you got
he boxed out of Houston too now, and I see him. Sometimes I go to his gym to spar different guys, and I
oh
see
sweet.
him. Yeah, I see him all the time.
Do you see do you see Regis defeating Peta, for the title?
I think so. Well, I won't. I hope so. I would like for him to win.
Yeah, same here because I think he's gonna stop him.
Oh yeah, you think it's stop? Nah,
Yeah, like
it's gonna
Zepeda.
be a good fight, but I think so. I think it's possible. Yeah, it's
Yo,
gonna be a good
but
fight.
honestly, like if you think about it, if he beats Zepeda, then don't be surprised if Gervonta hits him up to say, "Yo, dude, like I want to fight you now,"
Yeah, that'd be a good
because
fight. Yeah,
like that'll be lit. Have that down in New Orleans or down in Baltimore, lit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be fireworks right there. Too aggressive. Yeah, that'd be nice.
yeah.
And they both
um,
dogs, so
yeah, because I was about to say, like honestly, like like a good fight that I wish that you could really get in with is you and Oshaki Foster or Shakur Stevenson.
who me?
Yeah.
I spar with those guys,
Oh, really?
but
Oh, nice.
they fight at 135. So I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, they a couple classes, about four weight classes bigger than me.
Yeah. So like, you're not that big to like handle with them.
Now they it's weight classes for a reason, but I spar those guys all the time.
Yeah, because I
Shakur,
love.
she's based out of Houston, and Shock Foster is as well.
Yeah, well, they're so good, like at what they do, and they're just so heavily skilled at how they switch things up.
Yeah, I would like to see them two fight each other. That'd be a good fight.
Yo, I was wanting to see that fight, and Shakur tried to act like he didn't want it, but it's like Oshaki Foster wanted to fight him from the very beginning because he was
Mm-hmm.
already about to be, his mandatory, but
All
he
right.
just ended up fighting Conceição, and I'm like, why? Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and he went up to 135 now.
Yeah. How do you see that the rest of boxing changing now? Because it seems like that the sport is now becoming more decentralized with alternative media taking over, and now it seems like fighters are being a lot more connected to channels that really do care about the sport, not channels that are trying to take advantage of it and try to take advantage of fighters.
Mhm. Are you pertaining to like the YouTubers that's
Yeah, like as far as media goes in boxing, do you think mainstream media is still controlling boxing, or do you think YouTube boxing is now the brand new narrative for actual boxing content?
I think YouTube is just another avenue to entertainment. I mean, people like it. I don't really care for the YouTubers that's boxing, but they
Yeah,
entertain and they sell. So I mean, you can't hate on them for it. People want to see YouTubers get punched in the face, and so people are buying it. So
yeah,
you
man,
can't
it's
hate. I can't hate on them.
great. Yeah, because I like how Jake Paul is like helping out boxing, but I don't like how he's taking advantage of boxing just to get easy paydays.
Yeah, he definitely is, and he's picking the right fighters. He's picking a lot of old guys and
People
guys
that never
already.
keep up.
Yeah,
Yes, just like cowardice. But
yeah, and then he's calling out. Canelo. He wants to fight Canelo. He's just trying to get paid. He don't care about anything else. He don't really care about boxing like that. He just wants to get paid, I think.
yeah, because I was gonna follow up with that to ask don't you feel like that the match? Well, do you feel like that the matchmaking system in boxing is very broken, where some guy off the street could just be offered to fight somebody that's way better than them, and certain promotional stables try to take advantage of that to just sell, like a fighter to the public until that fighter gets tested with heavy level, opposition.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yes. I've seen a lot of that happen. Get somebody. It looked like he just got off of work, and he's just happy to get paid. So
Get knocked out.
yeah. I don't know what it's not really even beneficial to the fighter that wins, because it's not getting to make the real experience that they need. So, but at the end of the day, you can see some people, like that. I never fought no cab driver like that. Somebody who just didn't know what they was doing. But I mean, at the end of the day, when they do get tested, and then all that's gonna show.
Yeah, because when people talk about opposition in boxing, they don't look at what the other fighters were doing heading into those fights with the more known name fighters. And like, I guess, when you look at those guys that have those undefeated records of them having positive records of the opponents, you don't realize that those opponents were not fighting anybody good at all.
Right.
That's just how I see it being poor matchmaking with hand-leveled opponents, where you're not getting punched back by somebody that's wanting to win. You're only getting punched back for the sake of somebody that's just there, like you said, to just come in and get paid.
Survive.
Yeah. But I just wanted to get your perspective on that, because I think a lot of people don't understand how corrupt the matchmaking really is.
They usually do that with fighters that has just started first fight, second, third fight or something. They just trying to get their feet wet. I don't know. I don't know why they do it, but yes, it happens. I don't think it's very beneficial, but it happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, health is a major issue for those guys who just come off the street and fight. But I mean, at the same time, they getting paid their couple $1,000, so they're able to feed their family a little extra money.
Yeah, like I was gonna ask like a final question with that. Could you explain the business of boxing a lot more in depth of like how does it work when these fighters talk about promotional issues of getting fights made, but like I guess as far as just getting a fight made in general, how simplistic is it, or how difficult is it to just get a fight in general, and how does it work to get the business together?
Where it gets difficult at is when you're with different promotional companies. Like, it's hard for a PBC fighter to fight a top-ranked fighter, or a top-ranked to fight a DAZN fighter, because they're signed with that company. So it's hard to make fight because you got a whole bunch of legal issues in between. So this person signed to this person, this person signed to that person. So it kind of crash, and it conflicts, and so that's why those type of fights are difficult. Like, for example, the Errol Spence versus Crawford. That's why that's so difficult, because one, they both want to be the A side, they both want to get paid. On top of, now you have two different promotional companies, who's going to have this and who's going to have that. So it's that's the sticky situation. But other than that, I mean, when you're PBC versus PBC, PBC versus somebody that's just independent, and then it's not difficult making a fight happen.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, but PBC is just like a company of its own that works with Fox that broadcasts your fight. So, when I click on the the TV, I'm going to Fox to watch you fight. PBC is not putting up all the money that's being generated to make the fight. It's technically Fox.
So these different promotional companies, they have different deals with different people, like PBC, UFC, PPC. They have deals with Fox and Showtime.
Yeah,
and then Top Rank has ESPN. and
Yeah,
then
because
Zone have their app. So
like I don't know why people always try to bash PBC to say PBC doesn't, present good fights, or they're financially, struggling in some weird cases. But you're like your fight is being presented at a much higher level compared to Top Rank in DAZN or any other promotional platform, because what they have to go through limited, obstacles to get their fight, put on TV. And I guess like with Fox, doing a good job with PBC, they're making sure that you're on every single platform, because it's not going from Fox just to their program. That's being expanded out to all different parts of what the networks, right?
right.
Yeah.
So
But I was just curious about that, because I didn't know how PBC operated when it comes to just making contracts and having fights made, because it's not like you're making demands. They're giving you the option of who you want to fight. But it's like, if you have like a certain fighter in mind that you want to fight, but let's just say if they're with Top Rank, and like for example, if their contract is going to end with Top Rank and they have the opportunity to fight you, like, are you basically saying that it's difficult to try to get that fighter to come on over, to cross over to your platform that you're fighting on?
yes, the crossing is where it gets hard at certain. Yeah, that's where it gets hard. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Top Rank, yes. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess just because you're signed, and I guess you have a whole bunch of stuff that we sign on this end to be PPC, they sign on that end, and it's just, I guess it's difficult. I don't know all the details, but it's difficult. I don't know what reason, but yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird and scummy, because it's like Top Rank and DAZN are the only promotional platforms that complain about PBC, but when it comes with just any other fighter that doesn't fight on those networks and they're just fighting independent or just with a small promotional platform, they're able to just work fine going to the PBC route. And I just don't get it, because it's like whenever PBC fighters, when they get active and when they're fighting difficult level, like opponents, they're at least putting in that work. But when you look at Top Rank and DAZN, they're not putting in any work.
Yeah. I don't know everything, but I just, like, for example, a good fight that was just made is going to be in 2023, the Plant versus Benavidez. That was easy to make.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but they're both with PBC, so
yeah. I think that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate having this great conversation with you, and definitely keep me updated with your upcoming fight. I'll definitely help you out to promote on my channel. But if you got any final words of what you want to bring to your fans and influence, right? Go for it.
Okay. Man, thank you for having me on. Next fight might be December 17th. So I'll keep you posted and stay tuned. Thank you. God bless. That's it.
All righty, my brother. I appreciate you for coming through, and until next time, man. Keep me updated, and I am definitely excited to see you fight soon.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you very much, bro.
All right, thank you too. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for coming through. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Michael Angeletti for coming through. I'll just save this live stream to be separate from what the actual, how should I say, from the actual post-fight show that I want to make. So this will be a good little broadcast of its own. So yeah, be sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to Michael Angeletti coming onto the channel. I'll definitely have a lot of clips to be shared. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for coming through, and appreciate you guys coming back to the channel. And the grind don't stop. So salute to the mighty LDBC and TWT. And man, I'll see you guys later, and peace out. All right, see you guys.